with the past and the future in order to let them go. I haven't said this yet, but it's important. Be kind to your past. Don't just try and sort of squash it, hide it somewhere so I can't see it. Don't try and hide anything. Just acknowledge it and give it as much kindness as you can. Whatever you did, all the stuff which you feel guilty about, give yourself amnesty. Don't be such a hard judge on yourself. I'm not a hard judge of all that stupid things I did as a layperson, going out, getting drunk. What else did I do? You know, one of the things which I was always, well, actually, I shouldn't really be embarrassed about this. It was actually good fortune that, you know, once my girlfriend invited me out for dinner. She knew I was a vegetarian at that time, but she made me a meat dish. And I was really upset. I said, you know, I'm not eating that, it's meat. And that was the end of that relationship. It was actually good because, you know, otherwise I wouldn't become a monk. But nevertheless, I felt really guilty at the time. She'd never do that, just eat it and then tell her afterwards. She put so much effort into making that food for me, and I just refused it. I felt awful about things like that. But then afterwards, you forgive yourself. You're trying your best. You're not perfect. When I'm kind to my past, I can let it go. And when other people, what they did to you, be kind to them as well. Forgiveness is beautiful. There's all these amazing acts of forgiveness which I've seen in this world. You know, people forgive. One of those amazing ones was in Auschwitz. This lady, she was just such a young girl when the Jewish people were being rounded up. She had a twin sister, an identical twin. And because of that, they were kept alive in Auschwitz so Dr. Mengele could experiment on them. And they choose, you know, the one that experiment on and the one who would be the control of any experiment. She was fortunate she was the control, but even that, you know, just they really hurt her. But, you know, she had to witness her twin sister being experimented on and just treated just so cruelly, tortured. And you can imagine what that does to you. But then later on in her life, she found out that one of the, not the main doctors, but one of the assistant doctors who was there, she traced him down to Argentina somewhere. And by that time, she realized the anger just made things so much worse. So she wrote this letter to him and asked him to meet her in the grounds of Auschwitz. And when they met together in the ground of Auschwitz, you know, she could have just let the authorities know he'd been arrested and put in jail. But instead, she said to him, in the grounds of Auschwitz, you know, I'm that little girl, and you know, you killed my sister, but I forgive you. I have no ill will against you. Please forgive yourself too. And she did, and then she wrote about it afterwards in the news, and the fact that that's what she could do, you can forgive something like that, was brilliant. And what she wrote, I remember, was, now I'm not a victim anymore. I'm a victor. I beat that. So forgiveness is incredible. It frees you. So if you've got anything from the past which you regret, either what happened to you by someone else or what you did, please give that as much kindness as you can. And the most wonderful type of kindness is the forgiveness. Forgive not just what you did, but what other people did as well. It's just all this cause and effect process, which sometimes people, they regret what they did, but why did they do it? They're in a situation which they didn't really have too much choice. So forgive it. Then you can let it go. You learn from it. You don't punish yourself from it. And the same with the future. The future, if you think too much about, how do you think of the future? Do you think, oh my goodness, One day already gone, I can't stand this any longer. I haven't got any jhanas yet. I haven't got any psychic powers. Oh, this is hopeless. I just come in here another day sitting on this cushion. This is like torture. So no, be kind to this moment. Be kind to yourself. If you're tired, give yourself a rest, for goodness sake. I keep saying that, and sometimes people feel guilty about it. You feel you're being lazy. Look, you're not, you're being kind. Now, there's one of these stories from the sutras. Now, the Buddha took a rest. After lunch, it was the hot season, he was really tired, and so he lay down, go to sleep. And then this Mara came up to him and said, yeah, look at you. You think you're enlightened, a Buddha, you're taking a rest. There's people working right now. Farmers are working hard to get the food to feed you, and you're just sleeping. You call yourself a Buddha, you're hopeless. Why are you sleeping for? So what he said was, I'm sleeping for the happiness and benefit of all sentient beings. And that really shook me, because that's what you do it for, if you're going to do it properly. So, if you're late one morning when you're going to work, and the boss says, where were you? So I was sleeping. Why? For the happiness and benefit of all sentient beings. And that could be true. Making an example of kindness to your own body, which needs it. Anyway, this is what I've here. So anyway, after a while, you find you can be kind to the future, kind to the past. And it's not so heavy anymore. It's much easier to let go. It's like diluting its weight on you when you're kind to it. And then you're really kind to this present moment. This moment is here for you. Please respect it and be kind to it. And then it's easy to stay in this moment. Be kind to your breath. Breath, I don't know what you want to do, but how you want to do it. Then come in and go out, long or short, whatever you need. Now my job is just to make sure everything is convenient and happy for you. It's the breath.